Hi muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all having the best day ever. Thank you so much for clicking on my video today. This is the first ever drama video that we were doing in New York. I know that I've had a bunch of pre-filmed videos that you're all really enjoying, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. If my voice sounds really weird or anything in this video, my allergies have been acting up whenever I got on this trip, so please ignore that I kind of sound pathetic right now. But I wasn't planning on really filming drama videos while I was out here because I kind of have a lot of content to kind of show you that I've already completed. But I've just got a huge update from TMZ about the David Dobrik, Jeff Wittek lawsuit that's ongoing. Now, if you're not aware of this whatsoever, first of all, sorry, but where have you been? If you're aware of the excavator stunt, if you will, that David Dobrik and Jeff Wittek did that nearly ended Jeff Wittek's life. So I've pulled up the original kind of documentation that we have of this just for a little refresh, because we haven't talked about this, in probably 3 or 4 months or 5 months or something like that. So the original thing that we know was that Jeff Wittek sued David Dobrik for the excavator stunt gone wrong, claims that he almost, and I don't think that's him being dramatic saying that, I think that's exactly what almost happened. David Dobrik should have never been behind the controls of a massive excavator used in a social media stunt gone wrong, so says a YouTuber now suing the influencer, saying he suffered serious injuries as a result of David's actions. Now again, I really hated this narrative of being like, he claimed he got serious injuries and he claimed he got really hurt. The evidence is there that Jeff Wittek's life was almost taken because of David Dobrik trying to push it for the vlog. Oh my god. In the lawsuit obtained by TMZ, former Vlog Squad member Jeff Wittek says he traveled to Utah Lake in Utah in the summer of 2020 with David and a group of friends to shoot a video as part of David Dobrik's social media comeback. Now again, can we talk about the fact that this stunt happened from the comeback attempt at David Dobrik's career? Remember the cancellation that was going on, rightfully so, because of certain things that were happening within the Vlog Squad being exposed? And it was around the time of Frenemies when a lot of alleged victims were speaking up from things that had happened and ex-Vlog Squad members. And then this was David's comeback. And then he's now gotten a lawsuit and nearly took out one of his friends in the attempt to try save his career. So I think that goes to show that he's willing to push it to the limit just to have an entertaining vlog for a comeback. Wittek says the plan for the video was to use the excavator operated by Dobrik and plant it in the water to swing people around on a rope while riding various objects, including wakeboards. So, the most amazing thing ever. So, as you can see here, we have the, picture of the event. Now, I've never shown the video, and I don't want to show the video, but as you can see, being flung around, and then Jeff was literally, planted into the ground of water, which is almost worse as well, head first. However, and he slammed against the excavator. However, Wittek claims that David Dobrik suggested that people get swung around by the machine that he was operating by only holding the rope and without any objects. Wittek says when it was his turn, David started to swing him around too quickly. The docs claim that Dobrik noticed that he was moving it too fast. He slowed it down abruptly, which then caused Wittek to slam into the side of the excavator and causing him serious injury. While he doesn't list the specifics of his injuries in the lawsuit, Wittek has previously discussed what happened that day, saying that he almost D-worded, breaking his foot, hip, tearing a ligament in his leg, and shattering his skull in 9 places. He says he almost lost his eye as well. And then we can see that this was the photo of Jeff that he had posted right after the event, whenever he started recovering. So I think Jeff should absolutely win this lawsuit. So Wittek says as a result of the accident, he suffered wage loss, loss of earning capacity, he's racked up hospital bills, he's suing for general negligence and intentional tort, he's suing for more than $10 million in damages. We've reached out to a rep for David and no word so far. So that was the original thing. Now we have David's response, which David is basically saying, I don't care, it wasn't my fault. And I think that Jeff should win. I'm not saying that Jeff should win $10 million, because normally in these lawsuits, you ask for more than you think you're going to get, so then you, settle in the middle. But I think Jeff should at least get $6 million. And the reason for that is because Jeff was not able to work as an influencer or work in general because of this, while David was able to and do sponsorships and film his TV shows. So David was making millions of dollars, where Jeff could also have been making millions of dollars, but he wasn't able to because of David's negligence. So David should pay up for that if he agree with me, you agree with me, and if you don't, you don't. And I think if you don't agree with me, I don't understand where you're at with that. Like, Jeff was literally put out of work from this, so I don't know what your thinking would be if you don't agree. And I think the only people that don't agree are, like, Vlog Squad fans, if they still fucking exist. I don't know. By the way, oh my god, I love this drink, especially whenever I'm feeling sick. Like, ooh, it really saves me. So David Dobrik, Jeff Wittek knew the risks of the excavator stunt, so don't blame me. So this is an article from TMZ. David Dobrik says he shouldn't be held responsible for any injuries suffered by the YouTuber in a social media stunt gone wrong, claiming Jeff Wittek knew what he was signing himself up for. Well, he probably didn't realize that you were going to do it so fast and then stop it and slam him against it and nearly end his life, David. Did you ever consider that? Or no? The influencer just responded to Jeff Wittek's lawsuit against him. Now, keep in mind, the original lawsuit was probably, when was this? Like, the 6th, January, February, March, April, May, June. So, June of 2022, and we've now got a response September of 2022. So, that's a long time for you to be like, not my fault, not my fault. Like, you could have kept that to yourself. The influencer just responded to Jeff Wittek's lawsuit, and David claims that Jeff knowingly assumed the risks involved with the stunt, and he can't collect any damages from David just because he got hurt when it went sideways. Now, keep in mind, this lawsuit was never going to happen. The only reason this lawsuit happened was because Jeff said, could David pay for his hospital bills? And David said yes, and David never did, which then Jeff sued because he didn't even get his hospital bills paid for. So keep in mind, not only did David nearly end this guy's life, but he allegedly didn't even pay the hospital bills whenever he was politely asked to, which is the bare fucking minimum. TMZ broke the story when Jeff sued David back in June for more than $10 million, claiming David should have never been behind the controls of a massive excavator used in the stunt, which saw YouTubers being swung from a rope and, you know, danger. Like, not in any way interesting as well. Like, whenever I'm thinking about this, I'm like, what's the entertainment value? That you're seeing people get swung from an excavator in a circle. Is that interesting for more than 30 seconds? Like, is this worth it so much that you could have almost ended your friend's life? You know what I mean? That's where I'm at with it. Jeff said it when it was his turn, David swung him too quickly, slowed it down, he slammed into the edge of it, fractured bones, torn ligament, so the same things we said. In his response to Jeff's suit, David claims that Jeff knew how risky the stunts were that they do, and he can't blame David for the injuries. And David is now asking the judge to dismiss the complaint and award nothing to Jeff. David Dobrik is literally the most evil person ever. Like, David Dobrik is probably the worst influencer out there. Like, genuinely evil, genuinely just like money hungry, doesn't care about other people. Here we have him on record nearly ending one of his friends' lives, and he still doesn't, like, okay, like he doesn't care. And I hope that the people in the Vlog Squad see that this is how David would treat them if something like this ever when something like this will happen to them whenever he does another one of these stupid ass stunts or pranks. Like, he's gonna drop your ass and he's gonna let the court be like, sorry, I didn't mean to, but they're really stupid, side with me. And I want to read out this comment. That is literally it, by the way, to the Vlog Squad people. Like, you defend David so much through all the cancellations, ruin your reputation for him to just drop you. Like, Jeff Wittek, going above and beyond, ruining his reputation to defend David Dobrik. Frenemies, we remember that. Okay, Ethan, if you know, you know. Like, whenever we're talking about him going on Frenemies. Scotty Sire, they ruined their, Jason Nash, they ruined their reputation to defend David for David not to even give a shit about them in return. Not even speaking career-wise. Life or death here. Like, seriously. So, someone commented under Spill Some Teas With Me posts about this and said, if Jeff had D-worded, David would be in prison and then deported for involuntarily manslaughtering someone because he was in full control of the excavator, controlling it with one hand and filming on the other. Yes, Jeff got on the rope, but David is the one that caused the accident. Continuing to blame everything on Jeff is so fucked up beyond comprehension, especially when Jeff was once his close friend. What a shitty excuse for a person. And I completely agree. I think David Dobrik is the worst. And you know what? I hope Jeff continues pushing this. I want him to get all 10 million of it now. And I do not like Jeff Wittek. I really do not like Jeff Wittek, but I am rooting for him in this. I hope he gets the entire thing. And the fact that David wants him to get nothing and just for the judge to dismiss it, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen unless David secretly pays off a lot of money to the judge. And then he's just paying off the same amount of money he could have done to Jeff, but to the judge because he's an awful person. Keep in mind, this seriously was one of David's closest friends at a time. David, all he wanted you to do was pay the hospital bills. What an awful, awful person. Awful person. Muckers, let me know your opinion on this. We haven't talked about this in so long. I love you. Let's dissect. And fuck you, David Dobrik. He really is the complete opposite of what every single brand has tried to make him out to be. He's an awful person. Alright, Muckers, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.